1212 was the podcast. 1212. We're back, episode 120. Jerome Baker the third. We are here. We're in the building. Shout out to my man. Always available. Hashtag Streetwear Eddie.
What's happening?
And don't charge Abdul.
Jerome just got a text from a bird. Why you smiling like that, bro?
Nah, I just got a really nice comment on Twitter. Actually, it was like
from a bird.
Nah, just somebody who was like they left DC and they were inquiring about the party, and then I was like, yo, whenever you come back to DC and you're in town on a Wednesday, come to the party. I got you. And they were like, yo, we used to come to everything you DJ'd when we lived in DC a few years ago.
She look good.
This has happened before, but I don't know who they are.
She said, "Does she look good?"
I mean, listen, that's a reasonable question.
It's not. It's a woman who likes women. I believe a woman who likes women. I believe.
That's what's up. Shout out to her.
Hey, shout out to her. It's Pride Month.
Yeah, do your thing. Pride Month. What's a podcast? Episode 120.
We're sex posy over here.
There you go.
I think.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, but I think it's good. We are.
I'm just trying to push through it, guys. Episode 120, What's a Podcast? Obviously, you can check us out on whatsapodcast.live. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search What's a Podcast. First and foremost, we want to give a big kudos to our social media team. Our social media team created one video and had Instagram in a tizzy today.
In a tiff.
It was quite the conundrum. I do want to tell Abdul what we both appreciate and want to congratulate him on sacrificing his dignity because he took multiple L's in the comment section.
I was getting killed.
He got destroyed in the comment section because of his wedding picture analogy, as well as just his overall stance that Jay-Z.
You know what? I think they just need to go listen to the whole episode because let's be honest here. Eddie was flip-flopping a lot. He was like, Andrew Yang out here.
I see both sides, but at the end of the day,
he started out with me, ended up with Jerome. I think he might have come back on my side.
Nah, when you said wedding pictures, I felt that shit hit close to home.
Well, there you go.
But it wasn't wedding pictures though. It was album covers, and also like that's the artist's art. So like he could do what he wants with it. You know.
Listen, I mean, if for those that don't know, we're talking about the conversation we had last week about Jonathan Mannion and the lawsuit Jay-Z placed against him for using or selling rather his pictures of Jay to the public. So
get that money, man. Get the money.
You know what's so funny about that? We got a lot of good info in the comments. So if you haven't listened to episode 119, go check that out right now. Actually, listen to this first. Go check that out afterwards, and then hit us up and let us know what your thoughts are about that topic or any of the other topics we covered. But what's so funny about all of this is Jay also blocked Dame from doing an NFT of the album, but now he has an NFT coming out, and it's an image that looks very similar. It's like a cartoonish image of a picture taken by Jonathan Mannion. So it's like Jay is crazy out here.
He's crazy.
It looks like they took one of the images from the photo shoot of Reasonable Doubt and they kind of added like a cartoonish spin to it.
Yep.
And that's the image that's going to be NFT'd for the 25th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. And it's going to be going up on auction at Sotheby's. Sotheby's, whatever, however you say it. So it's just so funny that the same dude he's suing, he's kind of using his image to create his own version of that, and using it as an NFT. So listen, shout out to Jay-Z, man.
I don't hate on him making money.
I'm riding with Jay. Yeah. Fuck it. Jonathan Mannion got to give it up. What's also crazy is if Jonathan Mannion loses either way. He's either going to lose the lawsuit, or even if he wins, he kind of loses because Hove about to block him on everything.
No, but he's winning still because he's still going to buy those pictures. Just like you bought the Biggie one, people will buy the Jay pictures.
But then what are you going to do for future work in this industry, especially when it comes to hip hop photography? You got to move into another genre.
Nah, people don't care.
He'll be fine.
People will just have to like have different things on their contract where he can't use it, but they're still going to want to get that shot.
Yeah, but I go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying, Mannion will be fine because it's a different era. Like, yes, maybe the era we grew up in. If you mess with the top dog, the trickle down effect would be a career ender. But these kids have no morals. They have
Yeah, they
no
don't care.
values. They don't care about stuff like this anymore.
They probably
So
don't even know who he
unfortunately,
is.
They probably don't know
Exactly.
who he is.
Yeah.
Right, which means that those people are probably not going to use him, and he's going to have to lean on the people who actually want to keep Hove happy. So I think if Hove loses this lawsuit and he puts the word out, no more Mannion
Like he
shots.
blacklists him.
Yeah, no more Mannion
Nah.
shots for any of these album covers or for any upcoming hip hop work.
I mean, probably
I
like
think-
like
I think-
at like Def Jam or something. But I think everybody else.
I
nobody
think
gives a
Mannion
fuck.
is fucked.
No, I don't
Nah,
think so.
I don't. Like I said, I don't think.
Khaled
I mean,
ain't gonna be using him.
Who cares about Khaled? Like,
Well, he did Khaled's like last album or the two albums before that,
I
and
mean,
since then I can't think of anybody else who's really used them in recent years.
he's probably pivoted. I mean, if Mannion's 50 and he's just not the photographer anymore, like the photographer, you know, there's probably somebody. I mean, people can take pictures on their phone now. You know,
That's
what I
why
mean?
he's
So,
selling
Did-
off all his artwork because
Right.
he's not taking photos anymore.
I mean, they
Yeah,
make
maybe
it
it's not important to him anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not important to these people anymore. So
Yeah.
I think that Mannion will find a way to pivot, just like everybody else has.
I'm pretty sure he's
And-
financially stable. He's probably is not really tripping either way.
And like Jay, I mean, Jay is. I mean, obviously he's a big figure in the game and a lot of things behind the scenes. But like Jay and his team aren't bulletproof either, so to speak. Like
Nah, you're right.
They aren't they do matter. And I know he had a Twitter Spaces conversation. I believe it was yesterday or 2 days ago. That revealed, and he let people know he made a lot of the early playlists on Tidal and things of that nature, and how hands on he was with Tidal, which is great. But in the same respect, I just don't know if these kids care.
They
You know
don't.
what I'm saying? They just don't. The kids don't care. So
They don't really care.
shout out to no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I do think one of the things that we might have we did cover, but it wasn't part of that conversation that was posted on Twitter. Was at the end of the day, it kind of just it depends on what the contract says, right? And some of the conversations and messages we received, our guy Sammy Catone actually sent us something that was very informative to me, at least, and it was the fair use or copyright infringement clause, which says that let me see here. Mannion knows or should know that he needs Jay's permission to sell photos containing Jay's image. So while even if he does own them, if it did not say in a contract specifically, and it does turn out that he is able to own them, it appears that if he is to use them for commercial use or for selling these pictures, you apparently have to get Jay's permission. And this is some sort of official court document or somewhere. Apparently in California law, this is what happened. So yeah, so I mean, listen, it could go either way. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It all depends. We got to see what ends up being the verdict of this. But it's pretty interesting though, because I feel like a lot of us are learning more about some of this copyright laws and some of the rights that photographers have, as well as we have as individuals who might be getting pictures taken of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that again, when you have these conversations, you just have to, you have to be very to the T. And obviously, at the time, all of them were operating in a different space.
Yeah.
and
They're
weren't
just trying to figure shit out.
and weren't thinking that 25 years later they'd be locked into,
Yeah.
or 20 years later they'd be locked into lawsuits over images and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
like again, man, I mean, I just think that you could help more than you could hurt, because Jay can win, but what does that say about him as a person? What does that say about him as a businessman? Yeah, you get to control your intellectual property, but you didn't actually try to help the photographer. You just wanted to
But
win.
is that his intellectual property?
I mean, at this point, who cares? It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't do anything for me either way.
Right.
All I'm saying is that is in the eyes of
It's his image.
yeah, but in the eyes of the business world, you look good. But if that's who you're just trying to impress, then stop saying. Then worry. About
I mean, I
them.
think that's all he cares to impress these days.
Continue down your Republican path,
Yeah.
and leave everything else alone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But instead, what you could do is come to a compromise, because Jay's big thing is that, all right, so let's say if you sample Annie, Jay-Z cleared Annie for every hip hop artist to use moving forward. That's how Nipsey was able to use it, rest in peace, without having to pay anything.
Well,
Yeah.
So why don't
that's a fantastic gesture.
Hell
why
yeah.
don't you come to a compromise with Mannion that lets both sides win, so that people moving forward
I mean,
can have both, instead of just being like, I won, I shit on the little guy.
we don't also know the history behind these two. There could be some internal beef somewhere.
Yeah, it
I,
has to be.
You know what I mean?
I
I
don't
mean, it's
think,
definitely
think,
personal.
There could be some
Eh.
internal beef in there, and Jay's like, "Yo, fuck this dude." Or apparently he offered Mannion a figure to buy him out of these pictures to stop him from selling it, and apparently Mannion asked tens of millions of dollars, which is stated in the lawsuit. So
Of course. I mean, again, we just talked about it last week. Spotify offered that girl what, 500,000. Barstool, Barstool gave her
Barstool.
500,000. Spotify came with 60 million.
right.
What are you
Like,
doing?
Yeah, I mean, the number one goal in business is you got to keep negotiating. You always start high. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So if they just rebuff the very first offer and try to sue him, then again, man, Jay's a Republican now, and it's cool. Do your thing, be you. That's all. It's all good. But
Black Republicans.
the artists, I mean, there's black, there's brown, there's
Nah, I
every
was just
single-
saying there's a song, Black Republicans.
It's
Yeah.
a terrible song.
I actually like that song.
I mean, you're a Republican, so it's all good. Like, it's good. Like, it is what it is. Episode 120. What's the podcast?
I'm not a Republican. I hate
live your-
Republicans.
Live your best life, bro.
The Lizzie. You want that Republican vibe, Lizzie?
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about that later.
You want
so there's-
Ostroff?
I don't know, Eddie. You might be there too. So
Nah,
listen,
no,
there's,
I'm not. No, I'm
It's
not.
cool. It's cool. Listen.
Nah.
So I know everybody is very, very eager to be back outside, and it's all this outside. But there is a very, very real possibility that, and even in some people's reality, that they're going back inside as
Yeah.
a result of this Delta variant, right?
Mm.
So the Delta variant.
We were inside last week while being outside. Nobody had
Yeah.
a mask on.
Yep,
That was a good time.
it was a good
But-
time.
But yeah, this Delta variant that they're talking about is getting kind of crazy, man.
Are you? What I read says you're good if you have your
Yeah,
shot.
I read that too, but they're talking about it so much, I'm getting nervous.
So basically, Moderna stated today that through studies that have already been conducted, if you got the Moderna shot, you're good against the Delta variant.
There we
Let's
go.
go. Let's
Moderna
go.
gang. Let's go.
Let's go. Moderna Mafia in the house.
Yeah, we're here.
Let's go. Ooh.
Right. So the Delta. So basically, hold on, my bad. So basically, it has spread to 85 countries. Started in India last fall. It's spreading very fast. The variant accounts for 26% of new COVID-19 cases. It's been reported in all 50 states plus Washington, D.C. So basically, it's been doubling every 2 weeks. It's been outcompeting other variants. It's just a very aggressive and highly contagious form of corona. It's more transmissible. Basically the virus carries a cluster of mutations that helps it infect human cells more easily. So it's a serious threat, and it's actually obviously doing its most damage against unvaccinated people. So keep your mask on.
Yeah, that worries me, especially with us having kids who haven't been vaccinated because there is just no vaccine for them. It makes me nervous, man. I can't even front. So because even though we're vaccinated, we can still be carriers of that shit. So
You could give it to your kids.
you could give it to my kids.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna temporarily go back on the mask. I'm gonna maybe cut down a little bit of my outdoor activities.
Well, outdoor activities are good.
No, but you know what I
Indoor
mean.
indoor
Going out,
activities.
the going out activities might have
Yeah.
to cease temporarily until there's some sort of solution in place. But
I think I'm good, man. I don't have any kids, and I think I'm good. I got my shot. I got the Moderna shot.
yeah,
I'm living.
yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out when the booster's gonna come out because
I need the booster.
like it's almost been what is it? How long? When did we get our shot, Abdul? Like second one, beginning of February.
We got our second shot February 4th.
Yeah. So
We were early in here.
yeah. So soon enough, we're coming up on that 6 month mark.
Yeah.
You might need to get that triple shot, that third booster.
Eddie got his first shot the day of the insurgents.
Yeah.
Um,
January 6th.
so
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah,
again, I'm gonna do the same. I've had the mask on again. Bella and I always keep our mask on when Bella's around. So
yeah.
we're like really the only two people sort of in my building wearing a mask, which is crazy to me.
Now you got to do that though, especially in a building with elevators and things like
mean-
that. Things could be a little bit more congested. You're doing the right thing.
For sure. So that,
Yeah.
I'm back 100%. I already told myself this weekend I might double up. I might double up. We were in Virginia yesterday, and it was crazy to see how many people weren't wearing them. And it was actually crazy to see
Nobody's wearing that shit
it
anymore.
was actually difficult to get one in Target in Virginia. I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, bro. I think people they think Corona's gone.
They do.
I mean, I think that if they're vaccinated, they can feel that way. You know,
I don't
we
even,
have a very very high vaccination rate in the DC metropolitan area.
But here's my thing: the DC.
So-
Where does the DC metropolitan area start and stop for you?
Right.
The Beltway.
Okay,
Everything inside the Beltway.
Yeah.
I was in Dumfries, so yeah. I
Okay. Well, that's
I definitely felt unsafe.
That's not Northern Virginia, yo. That's like
Southern.
Middle?
I mean,
it's like
Center Virginia.
North
I would
Richmond.
because
It's Northern Virginia.
Virginia's a big state, but it's not like that's like
It's
saying
Northern.
yeah.
Because it's right by like Springfield and all that, right?
That's
No,
North
no.
Richmond.
Dumfries is like by Fredericksburg.
Nah, it's by Woodbridge.
It's below Woodbridge, between Fredericksburg. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's still
Listen.
an hour and a half away.
Nah,
hour.
it's like
It's an
40
hour.
minutes away.
No,
it's
an
right.
hour.
It's right by Potomac Mills,
No, we were lower than Potomac Mills.
but
We're
not by
south.
much though.
You got Easy Pass. You got Easy Pass.
I didn't even need it yesterday, honestly. But that Easy Pass lane, it was going north too. I was like, man,
Okay.
this is whack. You know,
Yeah.
since I'm going south. But nevertheless, we speak
Be
about
safe out there.
be safe.
For
'cause
sure.
Episode 120, we speak about going back or being safe or whatever. But and I don't mean whatever to dismiss it, but last Wednesday though, we was outside though. Listen, that
That
darling
shit was on
Nikki,
tilt.
that
Yeah, that
darling
shit was-
Nikki was fully cracking. Shout out to my man Matthias.
Yeah,
Silent Tom was in the building. Eddie was in the building. Abdul was in the building.
Silent Tom was dusted.
You know, what I'm
Early.
saying? Everybody
Team
was in
faded.
a good space. The music was super on point.
Yeah.
It was a dance party for real. People was dancing. We got some footage
Good crowd.
of some reggae activity that was just
Yeah.
fantastic. It's just
Listen,
phenomenal.
y'all had a nice crowd in there, man.
Nice
It's
crowd.
not often that you get to go to a party in 2021 and there's surprisingly more women than men. I
Yeah.
mean,
I
not
like
that,
it.
Not
because
that
it wa-
you know I'm out here looking for anything or doing anything like that, but it's just,
It just
you're able
definitely
to
ma-
observe.
It makes for a better time, anyways.
You're able to
Yeah.
observe and notice that there's actually more women in here than men. What the, when's the last time I saw that? Maybe 1997 at Republic Gardens,
I mean, it
singles
was
night on a Wednesday.
it was to say it properly. It was a party, right? Like it wasn't. It wasn't just like a dude fest. It was a party. It wasn't. I didn't see anybody. I didn't. We had one. We saw one bottle. Shout out to this Malcolm X. He's a DJ. It was his birthday. He bought a bottle of champagne. There was a few people sitting on couches just having a good time. We got to play a lot of good music. A lot of the
Music
homies
was
came
on
through.
point.
I want to say this July 14th is our next one, so we've been keeping the content up super heavy every other day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we've been dropping something different. So it's been a good experience so far.
Are you guys doing another skit for the next?
I meet with
I
them-
need to be in it.
I don't know.
I'm saying, come on.
I meet with them
Maybe have some
Monday.
sort of What's a Podcast type of theme. Eddie and I can like be waiters or something.
I need to speak to the production company about a
Talk to the
partnership.
production company. Listen to me. Talk District Dodger Pierre. Listen, hire me. I'm a great actor. Like let me be like a valet or something, and you know what I mean. I'll park the car or something like that.
So that was a very it was dope. It was very well respected, highly regarded, and anticipated. There was another anticipated opening here in DC over the week. A Soho House-esque team by the name of the Gathering Spot. So Gathering Spot exists in Atlanta.
Right.
I believe they're expanding to Los Angeles, and they
Black owned, right?
Black owned.
Okay.
I believe it's 4 gentlemen who maybe went to Howard and moved down to Atlanta. I'm not sure. That's what I was told years ago when they first got here. They opened a spot. If you're familiar with DC 10 years ago, there used to be a spot called Cafe Asia, which was popping, right? And so they took over the Cafe Asia building and have now opened the Gathering Spot. I believe their opening function drew just a wide range of people from the area, but a lot of people who actually weren't from the area, and I think that's where they sort of dropped the ball. I was told that they flew 50 people from Atlanta to the opening to try to give it maybe the look that they wanted to.
That's
Uh,
so kind of weird. A little
Yeah,
if
bit.
you
keep that shit in Atlanta if that's what you want to look like.
if you
Right.
look
You know
at
what I'm
the
saying?
if you
Yeah.
look at their social media, particularly if you look at all the people who tagged the gathering spot or use it as their location,
They were
you
all from
can
Atlanta.
I mean, you can just see the style of these people.
You can see the Atlanta in the outfit.
It was. You know what I'm saying? Some different
Say no
energy over
more. I
there.
see you. I see you. I
So
see you. I see you.
therefore, I mean, you kind of just be like, hey, man, like, shout out to them. They do their thing,
I
and we just
think
gonna
they,
keep it
they kind of
moving.
dropped the ball there, man. I mean, think you feel like if you had a budget to like do it real big, where you could even like fly in people, like that's money you could have really spent and made it super fly in the city with folks out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying like I'm one of those people, but I mean, like music wise, like somebody like Jerome, who really has a rep in the city and is revered in this
Yeah.
city now as a music connoisseur and a curator of events. Like somebody like that, like you know what I mean, have a name in there that everybody locally knows that can make your event fly. Like you know, yeah, I think 15 years ago, this would have you couldn't get away with doing something like that. Like you had to bring in the whole city. Like there's no fucking
Who
way.
did they bring out? Who was DJing it?
I want to say. I heard two different things. I heard they put a mix on by one of the homies, and then I heard another one of the homies actually played there. But you know, Jerome Baker wasn't there, so it is what it is. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't say that to sound overconfident. I kind of know those rooms. I know those spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also know the other DJs who play like me who would have been able to complement that room properly.
Yeah, and when I'm saying you, I mean, of course, you're our guy, so we're gonna big you up every second.
Yeah.
But
there's
you know,
others.
there's others as well,
Yeah.
like you know, whose names ring bells and rings bell in the city. So like they could have done so much with a budget like that, where they were able to afford to charter a plane and fly like 50 people in. That's a lot of money. Like you could have done some super fly in the city with people from here.
Yeah.
Listen, I agree. Like again, my thing is just like, there's a they're not connected some way somehow, right?
Yeah.
And if you tap in with the right people, you would have had a more
Yeah.
localized and still a fly look. I feel like that's kind of a smack in
Yeah.
the face to do what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That being said, I still want to check the spot out though. I'm just interested to see what it looks like or what exactly does it mean. Like,
I mean, I kind of miss Cafe Asia. You know what I'm saying?
listen,
Like,
Cafe Asia was a fucking legendary time in this city, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mitch Mathis, Dream Team. Shout out to Dre the Mayor. They used to have I want to say it was a monthly party in there. First Saturdays was the name of that shit. Man, I have some amazing pictures from that whole era, from like 2007 ish, 2006, 2007. I have some great pictures on my handheld digital camera that I used to keep in my back pocket. Great pajama parties in there. Yeah, that was a good time, man. I can't even front. That was some good times. Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to Dre.
yeah, shout out to the squad, man. What's the podcast episode 120? You feel what I'm saying? 120 episodes.
That's crazy. We're 120 episodes in, man.
Yeah,
I
that's-
said that
and-
last week about being 119, and 120 just is a nice
It's crazy.
rounded number. Like we've been
Yeah.
in the game for a minute.
So let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? The biggest news of the day, Bill Cosby. There was just a huge, immediate pushback on social media, traditional media, CNN, everywhere, that Bill Cosby was released from prison today. I'm not sure exactly the amount of time that he actually did.
2 years
But
Yeah, he did like 2 years.
out of a
Um,
3 to 10 year bid.
So, oh, okay. I just saw something about the Trump organization getting indicted. But nevertheless,
nice.
Yeah,
That's dope.
right.
We got
Right. So we'll read up on that in a second.
Yeah.
But Bill Cosby, yeah, his basically the Pennsylvania Supreme Court stated that his due process rights were violated.
Yeah.
And basically, there's just a lot of bad sort of dealings here, and it
Yeah.
led to him being released. And like I said, the backlash was immediate.
So
Felicia Rashad really jumped out the gate with some worrisome comments.
yeah, she was wilding.
Ice-T
Ice
had some
T.
worrisome
People I didn't even
comments.
expect. T.I., Timbaland, all these people coming to the side of Bill Cosby was a little bit surprising and
Yeah.
shocking to me, man. Because at the end of the day, he was this 58 or 59 or some crazy amount of women
Yeah.
who there's no way they all came in cahoots and decided to come up with stories that were somewhat similar.
All
And
similar.
yeah, and accusing this man of taking advantage of them and raping them and sexually assaulting them,
Drugging
Like,
them.
really, really nasty, nasty, nasty things.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, what I think I listened to this this snippet that Ari Melber gave a little breakdown as to what happened and how it turns out that Bill ended up getting released. But it appears Bill, well, his comment here is the court today is not saying Cosby didn't do it. The court is saying he reached a deal never to be charged for it. So when there was a civil case against Cosby the first time around, it appears that Cosby made a deal with the plaintiff, the woman who was charging him, as well as the district attorney at that time, that he will pay the charge, he'll pay the fine for the civil case, but as a result, he's never to be charged with this again.
Yeah, but is that just in regards to that one woman?
No, it was in regards to apparently all charges in
That's
a criminal
crazy.
on the criminal side. It was so that DA ended up no longer being on the case, and the next DA that came in to replace that first guy was like, "Fuck that! We're pressing criminal charges against you."
Yeah, and they should.
Well, they did, and they
It's
did,
not sticking.
and they did, and no, it stuck. He was found guilty of all of those things. However, his team argued all the way to the highest court of the Pennsylvania legal system, which is the Supreme Court,
Yeah.
that deal that Cosby had made with the first district attorney should
Yeah.
be held up. And they finally ruled that Cosby's team is right, and that first deal should have been honored.
Yeah, but
So-
can't he get tried in another state, if like
No.
California or
Oh.
somewhere else where the crimes happened?
You know what? I don't know.
know?
That's a good point.
Because
I don't know.
Pennsylvania doesn't have any jurisdiction in California. If he did it in California, they could probably bring up charges on him there.
What I read was they can no longer press charges against him for this because of double jeopardy. He's already gone to trial for it. However, I don't know what that means if they were to try him in another state, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know how that works. to be
Unless
honest.
it was federal, and then he.
Well,
like,
it's
you know.
Pennsylvania. It's not U.S. Supreme Court. It's Pennsylvania Supreme
Yeah,
Court,
they
which
could
means
probably
it's
bring
a,
charges
it's a,
somewhere else.
I don't know, unless all the shit happened in California.
Nah, because maybe. Because there's no way like a prosecuting attorney has any jurisdiction in another state if it's a state level, so he could definitely have his charges brought up somewhere else.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know if the federal court can step in and be like, yo, I don't know how double jeopardy works, to be honest.
I think he's going back to jail.
I don't think so. I think he's out. He's done, which is actually really fucked up.
It's really fucked up.
But yeah, you were talking about Felicia Rashad and all these celebrities like bigging him up and 50 Cent and
And they have daughters.
they have daughters, but it's also like you brought up a point, Eddie, earlier before we started recording that, you know, how much longer do women have to scream about things like this happening to them before we start taking it seriously?
And
right?
nobody listens to him. Nobody
fucking listens
Yeah.
and nobody cares.
There's no way that almost 60 women could have the same story.
Yeah.
And you not believe them. And like,
Yeah.
and the fact is they do believe him and they know he did it. There's a loophole because he had an agreement.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying he didn't do it. Everybody's saying he did do it. They're just
Cosby
saying,
actually admitted
Yeah.
to doing it.
For
He
sure.
admitted to drugging these women. He did it actually on my guy. What's Larry King's show?
Yeah.
What was that show he used to have?
Larry King Live.
Larry King Live. He actually admitted to doing it. I've seen that video from the 80s and was like super disturbed by it because
Yeah.
I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean these celebrities just jump out there with their own shit. Like what are you talking about, dog? Felicia Rashad is riding with this dude. She might lose. She's like the dean of some college or some shit somewhere.
She's gonna lose it.
I think
she's at Howard.
she's at Howard.
Yes.
Wow.
She's the dean of the Chadwick Boseman School of Acting or something like that.
You
Wow.
are kidding me. She does not deserve that thinking like that.
Yeah.
I am not kidding you. And
Wow.
I'm sure she didn't think it through when she saw
Bro,
the response.
no, apparently she's been riding with him throughout the whole trial since the charges were brought up and all that.
Well, she doubled down on her comments too. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, she was like, she basically was trying to say, "I believe the victims," etc. I mean, it's just a whole. Just look at her Twitter. If you look at Felicia Rashad's Twitter, she's very clear with what she says. She's very honest with what she says. So
You know, there's Jeffrey Epstein and fucking R. Kelly or R. Kelly's in jail right now just fuming, singing and shit. I believe I am by.
We needed that auto tune filter.
Silent time. Put auto tune my shit, dog. Now, what do you think? R. Kelly's fuming right now. He's like, yo, how the fuck did this guy get off on a technicality?
He didn't get that agreement. His
Yeah.
bag ain't big enough.
Yeah, that's crazy.
nevertheless, episode 120, Bill Cosby, we're not riding with you.
Nah.
Fuck Bill Cosby.
You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? It's on site for him.
That sucks because Cosby was a big part of our childhood, man.
Yeah, but fuck him.
Yeah,
So-
you're
so-
right.
So there is hashtag Venmo it forward. Venmo
Yeah.
is giving away free money to its users. Anybody listening, I'd go on. I guess it's Twitter. Go on Twitter and hashtag
Or
Venmo
Instagram.
it forward or IG, and you'll see what's good with it. Right?
Yeah, you got to. They're giving away like $100,000. You got to just follow Venmo, like the picture, share it on your stories or some shit, and comment with your Venmo username. Mine is Don't Charge Abdul. For anybody out there, including the company Venmo, if you want to send over some bread for the podcast, I'll make sure we split it 4 ways. No, I won't. But yeah, listen, Venmo is giving out mad loot to a lot of people every day. I see people getting like $500 from Venmo, which is
Amazing.
It's a lot of money.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I could do a lot with $500. What would you do with 500? You got 500, bills are paid, everything's good. What are you copping?
Who knows?
You copping a Louis Vuitton belt.
Nah.
Gucci.
Nah.
Jerome is copping what are you copping for 500? You get this Venmo payment in.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm gonna
to the
let that
bank?
shit. I'm gonna let that shit ride in my
bank.
Venmo.
Oh, okay. There you
I'm
go.
not gonna. Yeah, nothing, man. I've been
No sneakers, nothing.
Definitely not no sneakers. No.
Nah.
Straight to the bank, bro. Keeping it light, man. I've been
Yeah.
You guys are good, man.
I'll
focused,
probably
man.
send that shit to my wife. Venmo
Yeah.
that shit right to her.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna go get some white on whites. Get like a couple of pairs, stock up. You know,
Yeah, you gonna do that anyways.
I know, but this time I'm doing it with Venmo's
This
money.
on Venmo.
Yeah, this is on Venmo.
So over the course of the last week, I want to say that Reasonable Doubt was the 25th anniversary on June 25th, which is fantastic. It was an incredible album when it dropped.
Yeah.
Actually, today, which is, what is today, June 30th?
Today's
30th.
June 30th. Yeah.
Yep.
444 released 4 years ago today.
Did
Damn.
it? Okay.
Yeah, and on
Look
this
at you,
day-
up north trips, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
On this day,
I like it.
1989, Do the Right Thing was released in theaters.
Wow.
Do the right thing. Great.
Also, it's Mike
Classic
Tyson's
movie.
Mike Tyson's 55th birthday.
Damn, Iron Mike,
Damn.
Brownsville.
So I mean, Jay obviously.
Do
There was just a lot of celebration for 25 years. I thought they could have done a bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a milestone. I know Ain't No Jigga was happy all over Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Ain't No Jigga. Nobody's got to the bottom of who Ain't No Jigga is.
I think he's Jay-Z's cousin.
I heard it's a woman from like Sweden or some shit.
I don't
It's
know.
like a white woman.
No, that's the I Still Love Her.de.
What's that?
That's another hip hop blog that like it's some white women from Sweden or South Africa or something like that. Who just goes
.de
crazy.
is could be German actually. Deutschland.
Or Denmark. Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, man, I don't know. All I know is
Ain't
that
No Jigga be hitting me up every now and then, asking me some questions about some dumb shit every now and then. She be like, yo, she'll be like, are those that cartes? And I'm like, no. I'm like, yes. Jack Smash. That is nice.
So basically,
She's Swedish, bro. Shout out to Ain't No Jigga, man.
Shout out to Ain't No Jigga. There's another Jay-Z Stan account as well that's pretty heavy on the internet. But obviously, summer '96 is when Reasonable Doubt dropped.
Yeah.
It was a big summer. I believe Clue had a couple summertime shootout mixtapes, along with some springtime stick-up joints that a lot of Jay-Z songs were featured on. Summertime '96. Excuse me, you couldn't avoid Ain't No, right? That record was everywhere. I believe it was on a Nutty Professor soundtrack as well.
Nutty Professor soundtrack. That was actually my intro to Jay.
So
that's the
Nutty
first time I
Professor
heard
soundtrack?
of him. Yeah. That song Ain't No.
So right. So you had like, you had Jay. I think Jazzo's on the hook. Foxy is obviously had a crazy verse.
Yeah.
I want to say the first 5 songs on Reasonable Doubt are just stellar. Like
I mean, how many songs are on the album?
12 or 13, I
Oh,
believe.
that many?
Maybe 12. I'm not sure.
Wasn't that a time of people had a lot more songs on there? I feel like 12 is a
I feel like that's a lot.
I
Most
feel like
albums now have like 8.
no now, but I'm saying back then we shitted on Nas only had 10 joints and really 8 because 2 of those were like
Intros.
intro and like an interlude or some shit.
Yep.
So my bad. There's 15.
Yeah,
but you know what happened?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I stopped.
No, that was normal.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? I see what it is. I stopped listening after like song 9.
Oh,
There
you never did the B-side.
I mean, it starts with Can't Knock the Hustle, Politics as Usual, Brooklyn's Finest, Dead Presidents 2.
Fire, all
Dead
of
Presidents 1 should have been on there. Feeling It, and then 22 Evils, and then 22 Twos, and then Can I Live, and then Ain't No. After that, I don't need to hear too much. I mean, Friend of Foe is next.
Nah, Friend of Foe is
That's
banging.
fire.
bro.
But after
What
Friend of Foe,
What else?
After Friend of Foe, you get the Coming of Age, you get the Cashmere Thoughts. You get
Cashmere Thoughts is fire too.
But I think some of this was also on an updated version. Like I don't remember I don't remember Can I Live 2 being
Me
on
neither.
there.
You got like a 2020 version or something.
Right. In
A
Regret-
re-release version.
Yeah, a re-release. Yeah. So
Okay.
it says 15. I think it was closer to 12 though.
Yeah, I don't
But
think it was
you know what? I
15.
don't remember any joints like back in '96. Me having to skip over any tracks on that album. I
mean-
felt like that was a record I could just listen all the way through.
Yeah. I mean, we come from the era of like actual tapes too, so you had
You
kinda
fast
had
forwarding
like,
that shit was
nah. You kind of
Yeah.
you kind of have to ride with it, you know.
yeah, because you could never actually know when the next track was. This track that you were fast forwarding was about to end and the next one was gonna start. You could never get it like just
Nah.
right.
Hell no.
So-
I just didn't love I want to say just like the back end of the album. It started off so incredibly that and it was a bit uneven to me. Like
It aged well though.
It aged tremendously, right?
Yeah.
But remember that same year you had 96.
Oh, there was a lot in '96.
You had Nas'
Mob
second album.
Mob also dropped sometime in '96 too.
I thought
No, that
Mob
was
was
'95.
95.
Sorry,
Yeah,
'95.
Mob was 95.
Yeah, Nas dropped the second joint, which was
Yeah.
fire. Some people say it's better than the first.
They do. They
Yeah.
do.
It's an
Personal
ongoing
opinion.
argument I have with some friends
I don't think it's
about
better
that.
than the first.
I don't either. It's very good though. I mean, it's,
96 was it was written. AT
It was
Alien, AT Aliens,
listen, AT Aliens is
Fuji's
is
the
a classic.
score.
Oof.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Diamond.
So okay, so boom, Ghostface, Iron Man,
Oof.
yeah.
right?
Listen,
The Don Killuminati,
Red
Tupac,
Man, Muddy Waters.
yeah, ATL.
Muddy Waters was
you know
off
what?
the
You know
chain
what?
too.
Mob did drop in '96. They dropped Hell on Earth.
There we
Yep.
go. Okay.
Stakes is High by
Fire.
De La, one of top 5 album for me. Illadelph Half Life by The Roots. Ooh, Pac, All Eyes on Me, the double album.
Yep.
Beats, Rhymes, and Life, Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe.
J. Rue, Wrath
J.
of the
Rue the
Math.
Damager.
J.
Fire.
Rue the Damager.
Yeah.
Raz Cass, Soul on Ice, Dr. Octagon, his first album, Redman, Muddy Waters, UGK, Riding Dirty, Nas, It Was Written.
I mean,
Exhibit.
96 was getting it.
Exhibit,
96. Yeah.
Busta, The Coming, Helter Skelter. There's a
Ooh.
lot of good stuff, like you said.
Lot
of
the
good
stuff.
Bee Gees. Yeah, a lot. So, you know,
Rest
I
in
think,
peace, Sean Price.
yeah, of course. There's so many good albums. I'm trying to find if there's something we slept on. West Side Connection, Lost Boys. Actually, their first that Legal Drug
Oh,
Money that
man.
dropped.
That shit was fire.
Yeah. So Mad Skills dropped his album. Keith Murray dropped one of his. There's a lot of good
96 was like
Cellar Dwellers.
Cellar
Cellar
Dwellers.
Dwellers. Man, that's a blast from the past.
Blase, OGC. It kind of falls off after that. Sadat X, Wild Cowboys. That was
That shit was kind of fire.
Bahamadia, Drew Down. That was a lot of good
Bahamadia,
albums.
Philly.
Yeah. I still listen.
96
to
was
Bahamadia.
fire, man.
96
was a good year.
98
for
is
music.
another good year for that, for like
98
classic
was
hip hop
good.
albums too.
Yeah.
Too Short, Richie Rich, Prince.
When did Big
Paul.
Pun come out?
Oh, Big
His
Pun,
first
I think.
one? I don't know.
98?
I think it was
97?
98. I think it was 98. Capital Punishment.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yo, Pun's album.
Pun fucked the whole game up.
Yeah, he came through and
98.
just
Yeah,
crushed
Cap-
everything.
98.
Capital Punishment was 98?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
N.O.R.E. came out in 98.
Yep.
His single.
Pun came
But
out.
that
with whole
CNN
shit,
album
eh?
was 97, man. Actually, they just celebrated their anniversary too.
Yep.
That would make them what? 97 will be 24 years.
Yep.
Yeah, which is amazing. One of my favorite albums, The War Report, man. God
Just
damn.
definitely up there. I
Yeah.
love that whole Queensbridge era of hip
Me
hop.
too. Me
I
too.
love it.
Me too.
So recently, I listened to it today. I listened to the first. It's like a 9-minute clip, but there's been some conversation about who would do better in a verse, who would win in a versus. N.O.R.E. versus Beanie Sigel.
I actually saw that and I thought it was really happening. I was so excited.
I think N.O.R.E. will shit on him.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
But I mean, Sigel only
People shit
has-
on him off of just the War Report.
And thug it out on him.
Well, I mean, N.O.R.E. has Neptune's records, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are going to be
That's
your
a
his
cheat code.
commercial. his cheat code,
You
his
know what?
commercial
Nah, Beanie got him. But Beanie might have some too.
Beanie only
Because
has
Pharrell
one.
was heavy on The Rock back in the day too.
Yeah, but Beanie only has one.
Yeah, they
Okay.
weren't pitch, they weren't
Snoop.
pitching him down to Beanie though. There was Jay was snatching all them
Yeah,
up.
that's
N.O.R.E. got all of them. N.O.R.E. got like
Yeah.
four or
Yeah.
five. So he
Yeah.
wins right
Bangers.
there. I mean, Sigel has Rock the Mic, but N.O.R.E.'s first
Siegel
album,
doesn't have any album that can fuck with War Report or N.O.R.E.
you had to really be a Philly fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, N.O.R.E.
I mean-
falls off after the second album. He falls off tremendously, right? But
Yeah, but
he has
that
enough
first
in the
and
chamber.
second album was just
Yeah, Melvin Flint the
Bangers.
Hustler was not the look.
Not at all. And I
You know
want
what?
to make
I was
music. My
reading
pops
some
is
interview with him, and apparently Melvin Flint, the Hustler, was right around the time his father had died. He knows it wasn't like an
Yeah,
album
he probably
like the
owed
rest of
the
them.
he probably owed the label an
Yeah.
album. Was like, fuck it, I'm gonna put out some bullshit.
Yeah,
Well, he says it. He said, I want to make music. My pops just died. Like, he
Yeah.
said that in, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
think it was the second CNN album they came back with where they had a few joints. They had Invincible. Primo did it. They had Bang Bang where Foxy went at Kim. And then they
Mm-hmm.
had one other record where they got a little busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but
shout
his
out.
first two albums, man.
The
Yeah.
War Report was
The
like,
War Report is what I'm counting that as his first,
Yeah.
and then N.O.R.E. Listen,
yeah,
that shit is all bangers,
yeah.
all of them. Yeah,
Obviously,
I don't think Beanie stands a chance, to be honest. Respectfully, respectfully.
Nah,
Yeah.
disrespectfully, nah.
Nah, I fuck with
can't
Beanie.
fuck-
Beanie's first album was dope too. I can't even front on him.
Nah, Beanie, yeah, but he can't fuck with Noriega.
Nah, he can't fuck with
Not for
N.O.R.E.
me.
Beanie had a mixtape though. Public Enemy #1. Green Lantern hosted that joint. Oh my goodness.
He got some shit on there.
He has a
Yeah.
"You Can't Stop the Rain" freestyle.
Yeah.
The Biggie and Shaq joint.
Yeah.
Go YouTube.
Nah,
that, people. That
Beanie
joint
is the truth, man.
bananas.
Yeah,
Beanie is
Beanie is the
sick
truth.
with it.
Yeah.
What's the podcast? Episode 120. Staying with music. Kid Cudi, and we spoke about Nas. Kid Cudi tweeted Nas and wants to know what was Nas doing at a Barbra Streisand concert in 1999. If you're not familiar with the lyric, I believe it's in Firm Biz.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's mine. With I think it was a Mobb Deep joint. It's mine, and he was like, Halle
yeah.
Berry blew a kiss at the Barbra Streisand concert.
Yeah, for sure.
That
for sure.
is so funny. I wonder how many people's head that went over.
Not many. If you look at, I saw the tweet.
Yeah.
And if you look,
Oh,
at
you read okay?
If you look at the replies,
Yeah.
those kids know. Like those kids were on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Did Nas respond back?
Nah, Nas don't use Twitter like that. You can tell he only uses Twitter to like promote.
He's heavy on
albums, so.
Instagram though. He should have hit him up on Instagram. Nas is
might
on
have.
Instagram like a little thought, quietly,
Is he?
respectfully. Yeah, yeah,
Stupid.
yeah, yeah. He, you know what? He has like the pictures that are taken by like a real photographer, but then there are also pictures that are taken by like his 43-year-old or 44-year-old security guard. Like they're like crooked, and Nas doesn't give a fuck. Like he'll
He
post
still
them
posts
crooked.
it.
Yeah, he'll post it crooked. Somebody has like a red eye and all that shit.
He don't
like,
care.
He doesn't fucking care. Like
Nah, his shit is
you
raw.
can tell that it's like almost 50-year-olds that are taking those pictures and just handing him over, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna post it." But
Man,
I would
Nas-
also like to know what Nas was doing at a Barbra Streisand concert back in '99, if he ever was.
He was 25, 26. He was on top of the world. He could do whatever he wanted.
Do
Like,
you think that
yeah.
even happened? I think that's just
Yeah,
a
They
story.
were probably on the same like major label. Somebody
you
probably threw
think
some tickets.
Halle Berry blew him a kiss?
I think they were in LA for a Grammy party, and
Yeah.
at that point, anything could happen. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, yeah, he just came off hard just on that whole his opening to that whole fucking verse was he was talking about silk shirts and what a flirt. What did he say? I gotta look that up. Now
Silk
I'm
shirt,
thinking
some
about it.
stuff, and what a flirt.
Yeah.
Halle Berry
Yo.
blew a kiss at the Barbra Streisand concert. Like,
yeah.
He ripped that shit.
but the thing that's more impressive to me is that Cudi said it was such,
Yes.
Cudi said it was such a refreshing attitude. Like Cudi said it like it happened 2 years ago. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey Nas, what are you what in 1999?
What
this
were you
is-
doing at a Barbra Streisand
Yeah.
concert?
This was 22 years ago, right?"
Yeah.
And some kids in a comment didn't know, but there were a lot of adult hip hop fans in there who were like, "Yo, like I want to know this myself." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
You know what? I remember listening to it and I was just like, damn, Nas be going to a Barbra Streisand concert. Like I didn't
Hey, I
even
mean,
know
he's
at
a-
the time
He's
that
a
Barbra
musician,
Streisand.
dog.
I didn't even know Barbra Streisand was a musician. I thought
Yeah.
she was just an actress because she was in some movies back then.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I knew nothing about Barbra Streisand doing anything to do with music. So I'm like, a concert. Nas got it fucked up. He doesn't even know she's just an actress. Nope, wrong. Come to find out she.
Nah,
Like,
he was probably there. He was probably there, or it rhymed.
I wonder. You think Nas knocked off Halle respectfully? It's possible.
what I do think we skipped over it with the Big Pun conversation just because I saw it earlier. I actually listened to it earlier today. Was the Big Pun and Black Thought song super lyrical?
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Yo.
I gotta go back and listen to that.
What, bro?
The whole Capital Punishment album,
Yeah,
Very true.
fire.
yeah,
Very
fire.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
But that super lyrical was just like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was Godzilla and
yeah.
whoever else.
And Black Thought went off on it too.
It was insane.
yeah.
Black Thought is still going off
Yeah.
Yes.
up to this day.
He's one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
for sure.
Episode 120 was a podcast. We are here. We're celebrating 120 episodes. It's a beautiful thing. I am the #1 black cyclist still. August 1st, we got some amazing content coming.
Uh-oh.
I'm just sitting on it. I have never necessarily wanted to do the Tour de France. Never wanted to participate. And after this latest edition of the Tour de
shit.
France, I don't want to participate anymore. I believe there was a bystander, a woman,
A spectator.
spectator, who I believe she did this on purpose. But if you see the video, it seems like the side roads got narrower and narrower.
Yeah.
So the cyclists were coming closer and closer to actually hitting somebody.
Like fans.
Fans. And it seems like she leaned into
Yeah.
a third of the cyclists with the sign that said "Hi, Mom."
It was in some foreign language, wasn't it?
But I believe that it translates to "Hi, Mom."
Yeah.
And she took out like
The
at
whole
least
race.
The whole race.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
She took out the whole race. I've heard she's on the run in Europe right now, though.
No, they caught her. They
Did
pressed
they catch her?
charges. Yeah, I read about
Okay.
it today. I saw
Okay,
a highlight
cool.
and I was like, damn, they caught her. Yeah, I mean, her face was on TV. They caught her. It wasn't that hard. They caught her and they've slapped charges on her.
They should.
Yeah, oh man, that shit looked like somebody got really, really hurt in that collapse. Like,
I'm sure a lot of people
You know?
got hurt, man.
because if you think about it, they don't wear a whole lot of protection except
Nah,
on
and
their
they're
head,
moving,
right?
and they're
So
moving.
they're moving and they're going fast as shit.
Yeah.
So when that impact, that road rash, oof, there's
Yeah.
nothing like it.
Yeah. And then you get tangled up in your bike because your feet are clipped in. Or other people
and-
get tangled
Yep.
up.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people probably got hurt.
Unfortunately, it's a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
It's literally a domino effect of cyclists. Everybody's in a $10,000 to $15,000 bike. All your gear, you got athletes $20,000 head to toe, and you're taken out by a woman with a "Hi, Mom" sign in Dushnovikish.
Yeah. Douche-novikish.
Yeah, nah, it's terrible. Yeah, but what do you think could happen to her potentially? Do you think she should go to jail for that? I feel like jail might be a little too severe.
I mean,
Yes.
who knows? They got crazy rules over there. But if you hurt people that bad, I mean, it's like causing a car accident. You know?
Yeah.
It's like if you like cause a bunch of cars to crash.
Yeah, you're right.
And people get hurt, you should get in trouble for it. You know?
That's true. That's
Like-
true. All to fucking show off a sign
Like,
or something
"Hi,
for fucking
Mom."
for clout.
Like, yo, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I just-
bullshit.
I just think that there is a bad precedent in terms of what can this do for my social media, right? Like if she jumps in front of the camera, maybe somebody at home is watching, or maybe somebody on the other side of the road is taking a picture for her.
Yeah.
So therefore she can have her moment where she holds up a
Yeah.
sign and it reaches whatever audience and whatever. However, she literally stopped the entire race for a long time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, all the people in the front fell, then all the people in the back fell, which means all the people in the front got to get up, which means all the people in the back got to get up.
And then you're not going to recover back to your like full capability after a fall like that. So you throw the race off too, because people, obviously in the front are like front runners, and if they fall down, they're not going to be firing all cylinders when they get back in the game.
boom.
No, I don't think they got back in the game because have you watched the video where it's like an aerial shot of
Nah.
the whole? Oh, you got to watch that. It's literally the whole race just collapsing into each
Of
other.
course,
the whole
yeah,
shit
yeah.
kind of ended. They
Because
said
they're all,
that
they're
leg
all
of,
like in a cadence, they're
yeah.
all like,
yeah, that leg of the race kind of ended after that. People's bikes were fucked up. People
Yeah.
were hurt.
yeah.
So you have athletes that have worked months and months, maybe even years, to be part of this thing. And
Yeah, I think she needs to be
It's
held
over.
accountable, man. She needs to
you got to be held
accountable.
accountable. Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you're doing it for the gram. Like, stop doing shit
Yeah.
for the gram, yo. Like,
That-
come on,
you know,
stop it.
That happens a lot in soccer games too, where people invade the pitch is what they call it. When
Yeah.
people in the stands jump over the fence and they run into the field,
Oh, they get fucked up.
they do get fucked up. But
Yeah.
now what they were even doing is they don't put the camera on them. The TV cameras, they now have a rule where the cameras will just pan away from the person and they'll stop the game and they'll just start talking to maybe a coach on the sideline or something like that, just so that they don't highlight people invading the pitch and giving them that
That's
sort of
smart.
clout. It just happened actually. I was watching I was watching one of the Euro Cup games. It was
Germany?
Switzerland and France.
Okay.
Did you all hear that? That was the Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Switzerland and France was playing a day or two ago, And yeah, somebody ran onto the fucking field and they just took the
Panned
camera
out,
off
yeah.
the field and just panned it on the sidelines, or they talked to a couple of players. But yeah, it's to just not give those people the attention that they want.
And so the camera's not pointing on them while they're
Right.
fucking them up.
Right. That too. But
I think the NBA is gonna have to be prepared for situations like that. Obviously, they had a lot going on at the end of this season, like the regular season. Like there were a fan ran on the floor in DC. A fan, they threw something at Kyrie in Boston. There was something in New York with Trae Young. Yeah, it was all.
yeah, they threw
at the beginning
a drink,
of,
or somebody
beginning
spit
of-
on them.
Somebody did it
Spit
to
on
Westbrook here too, right?
Spit on him. No, Westbrook was in Utah.
Okay. Somebody like poured something on him or something, spit on
Yeah,
him.
so
Them dudes got to get fucked up, man. Word is
Yeah.
born. Like that can't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like we have to you got to just, again, that social media sort of addiction and what
I
it
hate
can
it,
do for
man.
you.
That shit's whack.
Yeah.
But
Nah,
you know,
press charges on everybody.
Yeah.
They'll stop them. Press charges, convict a few people here and there. Others will stop.
ideally, yes, in a perfect
There's some
world,
real
I agree.
repercussions behind it, or somebody got to get fucked up.
Episode 120, I believe there's a lawsuit between Tom Brown. Tom Brown is being sued by Adidas for their 3 stripes. Now, I don't own any Tom Brown pieces, but I thought Tom Brown had the 4 stripes. Right?
I
Like
think
they
it's
have-
3.
No.
Nah,
So
I think-
no, it's 4 stripes that are white, but then it has a
It has a
red,
3
white, and blue 3 stripe. It's like another logo that they have.
Yep.
So I've never got the 3.
I never looked at anything
companies.
Tom Brown and thought it was Adidas
Exactly.
ever.
So Adidas is reaching.
Yes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just their. I actually don't even own any Tom Brown either. I think it's a little bit too expensive for my taste. But let me see what they're saying here. I think what's happening is because Tom Brown is apparently dipping into the athletic style apparel market as well, and footwear. Those parallel stripes that they have are confusingly similar to the Adidas 3 stripe mark. So I think when Tom Brown was just kind of doing suits and maybe luxury menswear, I think Adidas didn't necessarily have a problem with it, but now he's dipping into athletic wear and maybe some sort of footwear, and now Adidas is like, dog, you're coming in our lane.
I feel like he's been doing sweatsuits. Like he's been doing those
okay.
like sweatsuits
I don't know.
for like 10 years already, I think. Right, Jerome?
Yeah, that's
Tom
what.
Brown. No, I'm saying Tom Brown for every one of their spring collections. So like in February or March, they always do this like rugby game in New York City where
Yeah.
all the models, both male and female, are just dipped in Tom Brown head to toe. But it's like everything except for bomber jackets, but like sweats, cardigans, like fully dipped. But the 4 stripes are always very prominent on like the gear that they're wearing. But I feel like that was never in question. I feel like what Abdul said, which is now getting into the apparel and the sneakers and all that kind of stuff, Adidas sees a potential
Threat.
area a threat. Yeah, but like Tom Brown would have to almost lower their brand quality to be places where Adidas is.
Right.
Like Adidas is in
Yeah.
Foot Locker. Like unless they want to put a Tom Brown running shoe in Foot Locker, you don't have nothing to worry about. 9
At
times
all.
out of 10, they're only going to be at high-end department stores and Tom
Right.
Brown stores. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like Adidas is just nervous for an unnecessary reason, and they
But-
should just relax.
You know what? It seems like Adidas is really quick to send out these lawsuits, though. It looks like in 2017 they sued J. Crew, Forever 21, FC Barcelona, Skechers, Juicy Couture, Tesla, Marc Jacobs, Sears, Abercrombie, Ralph Lauren, and Target, and a whole bunch of other people. They filed nearly like 50 lawsuits for people that they thought were infringing their copyright.
Yeah, they're reaching.
Yeah, so I feel like they got a legal team that's just like, yo, I'm gonna unload the clip on everybody.
Or they're hurting so bad they're trying to just come up somewhere. right? They're
I
just
won't be
like,
mad to see like a Tom Brown Adidas collab come out of this. Like,
No bullshit.
like y'all got the stripes. Give me the Tom Brown colorways on an Adidas stripe on
But that-
like a shell toe or something like that.
that just
They
seems like
already
the-
have those though, because it's like the French Adidas with like it's like a white, red, and blue.
but it
stripe.
I
feels-
thought the Tom Brown colors were like red, white, and black. No,
blue.
Things
blue,
like navy
like
blue.
navy blue.
But see, the
Yeah.
thing about it, though, is that's just where Tom Brown was short-sighted, where they could have made a collaboration happen
Yeah,
and really put their foot into the athletic world. They just decided to sue them, which is just like, come on, guys, you got to be smarter than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you're saying Adidas should have done that.
no,
yeah,
I'm saying Tom Brown instead of suing. Who's suing who?
no,
or-
Adidas is suing.
Adidas is
is
suing
Tom
Tom
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah,
Either way, somebody should have said it. Instead
Yeah.
of us trying to sue y'all, let's
let's
try to
work together.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
link up.
Everybody
Yeah.
could have won. And really, if Tom Brown was trying to get into the footwear business, this would have been a good way as an entry point to gain more consumers that don't necessarily know that Tom Brown has footwear coming out. I didn't know
For
that.
sure.
Again, this is I spoke about this earlier with Jay. Like, if we find compromise and we can work together,
Yeah.
we can all win. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Listen,
It-
what's a podcast consulting company coming soon? Like all y'all brands, if you need some help or guidance during any of these things, man, we can walk you through it. We have experts here that can really help you out in the retail business, in music business, all of that shit, managing, all that shit, man. So listen, holla at us. Tom Brown, Adidas. Let's get a collab going, man. 3 ways.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
what's a podcast? Let's talk about it. Obviously, before we get into the big sneaker news, fashion news, we will talk about stay with Adidas real quick. Messi, who was a top 2 player in the world. Many people
Yeah.
say he's the best player in the world. He's had a sort of a protracted, just sort of like messy, for lack of better words, last few years with his home team.
FC
Right.
Barcelona, yes.
Barcelona,
With Barcelona, he's been trying. I believe he tried to leave last summer or 2
He
summers
can't
ago.
leave.
No. But I believe he was trying to leave, and then like they sued him from 6 million different angles. Like, and he had to kind of renege on him saying he was trying to leave. But apparently tonight, or in Europe, it's already tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's already tomorrow.
It's already
So,
tomorrow. His contract with Barcelona is now expired
after 17 years.
after 17 years. So basically means he came up through
There,
the
I
ranks.
think
Yeah.
he started playing fucking with them when he was like 11, right?
yeah, he was really young. They discovered him in Argentina. He went through the whole
Yeah.
academy system,
Yeah.
the junior system, and he
I
started
mean,
playing.
he's
in,
from
in-
like Spain now. You know, he's not even Argentine.
yeah, he spent more time in Spain than he has
Yeah.
in Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I've seen some conversation across the board about who would pick him up. I mean, I think he made some comments about potentially wanting to play in the MLS at one point of his career, but I don't think that's now. I think
No,
he's
that's
past-
not happening.
Abdul would lose his mind.
if he comes to DC United, oh my
Abdul
god.
would lose his mind.
I'm gonna be one of the guys that's gonna invade the pitch. I'm running onto the fucking field.
So
What would I
again,
do if I run onto the field? I'm not gonna hug him. That's a little not with COVID. What do I do? I would just run by and give him a high five. Like, yo, you want to go to Yums?
And you never know, man. Abdul runs 10 miles a day, so it could be a nice.
Abdul might already
gonna-
be on the field
Yeah.
already. He's on the
They're
side.
gonna have a problem catching me. I'll tell you that. Like them,
Yeah.
those stewards and the security at
Nah, they're
Audi
not gonna
Field,
catch you.
they're not gonna catch me.
Nah.
Yeah,
Somebody's
Big-
gonna have to like tackle me or some shit, but they're not gonna be able to catch me.
Nah,
That's not
Big-
happening.
Big Keisha from Southeast don't got nothing for Abdul. When it
At
Nah,
all.
shorty about to get the whoop whoop.
She
Yeah.
better have her inhaler on her.
She will
Anyway,
get juked.
so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Messi. Obviously, you know, I believe he's in his early to mid 30s.
I think Messi might be 33 or 34.
Yeah, he's in his
Don't
30s.
quote me, but he's still. I mean, that's kind of old in the soccer years, but he's such
Not
an
for MLS.
amazing and incredible talent that he's gonna stay in Europe for a few more years. I think.
Now, Ronaldo is 36 now, I believe.
I
Cristiano
want to
Ronaldo.
say he might be around the same.
They're like the same age.
Yeah,
right?
let me
I
look
think
that up.
Ronaldo's a little older. He's still playing pretty well for his age, though. For
Oh
being
yeah,
an older dude.
definitely,
And-
definitely. Yeah, you're right. Ronaldo is 36.
Yeah, so Ronaldo's 36. So you
And
know,
Messi's 34.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I
so they're
mean,
right there.
they're right
Yeah.
there.
They're good
They're
to come
right
to play in
there.
the MLS.
Nah, I mean Ronaldo has the most amount of followers in Instagram.
He does.
He has, I think,
Like that's a fact.
over. No, that's a fact. He has
Yeah.
over 100 million more followers than Beyonce.
God damn.
You know how crazy that sounds?
I mean, soccer is a bigger
I don't.
deal
It
than
doesn't
Beyonce.
sound. It doesn't sound that crazy to me though.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It does when you really think about how much we hear about Beyonce and like people like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but that's only in America. Everywhere
say.
else in the
No,
world,
it's
they're
around the
talking
world.
about.
It's around the world.
Not like
They talk about Beyonce and Rihanna and Kim Kardashian around the world. These are world superstars. And now just take that and multiply like an other dimension of people
Yeah,
that
he's a
crazy
god.
about
He's like a
Ronaldo. He's a
god.
god. He's
Yeah, he's a
god
god.
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I think we only see Beyonce and those people in the public eye when they have something going on, particularly a new album and a concert. So you might get them for 4 to 6 months, right? But what is the off season in soccer? How long is that? 4 months?
It's like 3 to 4 months.
3 to
Yeah.
4. So 9 months out of the year,
Yeah.
you're seeing Ronaldo play.
Nah, those other 4 months, they're like people are like following him around, taking pictures of him on his boat with his girl.
Exactly.
They come
you
to
seeing him all
Miami
year.
and chill out.
You seeing him all year long.
You see Ronaldo all year long.
Yeah.
He wants to be seen all year long because he knows that the more he's seen, the more money he's making. And he don't need to make another dollar ever in his life. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's not a difficult. And he's positioned himself as like somebody of status. You want to see him. He's selling you underwear. He's selling you Nikes. He's selling you.
Yeah.
I think all his clothes are kind of trash. But
And his
you know what I'm
Nikes
saying?
are kind of trash. Let's be honest.
I mean, he did some kind of fly 97s, but that's it.
I'm about to say he did. Yeah.
He did some Air Max 97s.
Yeah.
I don't remember those.
I think he did
the
some,
only
like-
thing that keeps on coming to my mind is
Like Portugal. I think he did some Portugal color 97s.
Okay.
He did.
Like
Louis.
I remem-
burgundy and I don't know. Look him up. They're
I
kind of
gotta
fire.
look that up.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's
He
not
just-
the other Ronaldo, the old Ronaldo?
Nah.
No, he did.
Because he's Brazilian anyways. The other Ronaldo's Brazilian.
Yeah,
And these
he
are
is
like
Brazilian.
Portuguese style.
Oh, you talk? Yeah, the all red joints. Yeah.
Yeah, like CR7,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, those are cool. But I keep on going back to like the Air Force
He did some
ones
gold
that he had
ones
on Nike,
too.
on Nike ID. That were those were just kind of It was just there was such limited options that you could do with that shoe that I didn't even waste
Yeah.
money on it,
I
and they were
don't-
more
I don't-
expensive than anything else.
I don't think that it's about Ronaldo's style choices per se.
Yeah, it's just
off
his
the-
name.
Off the pitch. On the pitch, I think he's gotten it done with flair.
Yeah,
And he makes for a great YouTube search. If you search Cristiano Ronaldo goals,
yeah.
you get some insane highlights in the past
Sure.
15 years. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I know my favorite Ronaldo pieces. They did a Nike commercial where he was dressed up as a bum in like some town
Yes.
square in Europe.
Oh,
And
he
he's-
went play soccer with everybody.
He would play
Yeah.
soccer with a kid.
Yeah.
And then at some point he I think he tells the kid who he is.
He reveals himself.
He
yeah.
reveals himself, and like the women are cool, but the dudes literally
Yeah.
go crazy. My man, there's a video of it. He punches his friend. He like hits the mess out of his friend. His friend's on the phone screaming, I touched Ronaldo or something crazy
Yeah.
like that. And this dude who was by himself for 30, 40 minutes in this town square had to be ushered out because he got mobbed in a matter of a minute.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
And
over,
it's-
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
such. I've watched that commercial a million times because it was just such a sort of like that. I mean, yes, that would happen with Beyonce or Rihanna,
Mhm.
but it just shows you like he could have been anywhere in Europe. It could have happened,
yeah.
right? Like anywhere, any town, anywhere in Europe, it could have happened. And it just went to me. It showed his star power and just showed how much people truly mess with.
I
him.
mean, soccer's the biggest sport in the whole world.
I mean,
you know
That's
what
a
I
fact.
the bicycle kick. I want to say an NBA player commented on the bicycle kick when that happened a few years ago. Maybe it was LeBron or somebody like
Probably
that.
LeBron.
Just
Or
commented
Kobe. Kobe's a big soccer fan.
Yeah,
But
he was.
somebody-
Grew up in Italy.
Yeah.
I think maybe LeBron. Somebody was just like, "Yo, did you see the bicycle?" Like it just set Twitter on fire when they said it. You know what I mean? So, but shout out to Ronaldo, obviously. Speaking of
And
Europe,
Messi. Come to DC United. we're gonna start a what's that thing? Not a GoFundMe, but the other shit, change.org, where you can sign a petition.
Try to get Messi on DC United.
We're gonna start a petition on change.org to get Messi over here.
I mean,
So look for that.
we had Rooney, you know.
We did have Rooney.
You
We
know
did
what I
have
mean?
Rooney.
Like, not that
Rooney
I
was
wanna
quick.
say- not that Rooney is like Messi, but you know,
I mean, listen, Rooney
In
was a
his
bulldog
day-
in his day, man.
yeah,
He was a
in his
fucking
day.
monster out there.
yeah.
I want to say we're gonna get into the sneaker conversation, and obviously the biggest sneaker conversation of the week, more so stems from the Louis Vuitton fashion show. Queen Bean's in the building.
What's up,
She's
Queen
on-
Bean?
She's on
She's
school
peeking
break.
over your shoulder.
Yeah, for sure. It's my dog.
Okay.
The Louis Vuitton fashion show
In where was that?
Virgil
Paris, right? Paris.
in Paris.
Yeah.
Virgil and Company revealed, I believe, up to 20 different Air Force Ones.
It might be more than that now. Like,
Well, I've heard there's 30 total, but
Okay.
because 50 Dunks and 30 Air Force Ones is
Yeah.
what I read. But they basically revealed them in the fashion show, and they were bootleg Canal Street inspired. If you're probably over the age of, I want to say 30, maybe 35, you'll remember the summer of 2000, 2001.
hell yeah.
In which everybody was pretty much falling in love with Burberry print,
Yes.
right? Whether it was real or not, and Louis Vuitton print, because the Jadakiss Knock Yourself Out video, he had the Air Force Ones with the Louis, with the Louis.
Did
check.
he
But
have?
that w-
I'm trying to remember. Did he have the all over Louis or Louis on the toe box and the swoosh? Right.
I thought it
think-
was just swoosh.
I thought
Oh,
it was just,
so-
I thought it was the ones you have.
So maybe he had like the Union joints.
I mean, he probably did. His stylist probably got it for him.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that the trickle down effect in 01 was everybody was wearing all white Air Force Ones, and you saw every high design luxury companies over like monogram sort of
Like all over print.
Yeah.
print on the
On a
swoosh.
swoosh,
And you,
yeah.
you saw
Yeah.
some terrible ones too. You saw some
There was some
disgusting
terrible ones out there.
So Virgil seems to
Especially
be
like the fake Air Force Ones with the
Yeah.
fake check on it.
So Virgil seems to be inspired by that era. I mean, he's from that era. He's a few months younger than me, so we're both like 40. And these shoes look to be Canal Street sort of fake bootleg inspired, right? I don't know if you guys saw the box that they come in, the suitcase. I'm sorry,
No.
they come
It's
in
a
an
Louis
orange,
Vuitton suitcase.
It's an orange suitcase.
So are they going to be sold at the Louis store? Are they like sneakers app? How does that work?
I think it's a mix of both. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna or they're definitely not gonna hit stores though. I don't see Louis Vuitton slutting themselves out to where an Air Force One is gonna be released at even at high tier stores. Like I think it's gonna be like Louis Vuitton and sneakers only.
If you look at
Yeah, that's how the Dior Jordans were, right?
if you look at
Well,
the group
Dior
chat-
Jordans didn't even make it on sneakers. They were just at Dior. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If you look at the group chat, I put the picture of what's supposed to be. I don't know if that's official, but they're saying that's what it's supposed
that
to
looks
look like.
that looks fly.
First of all, the box looks fly, right?
Yeah.
Just the box itself.
The box looks crazy.
It's an orange Louis Vuitton
So
like it looks like a toolbox almost,
flight.
like
It's
plastic.
it looks like what they put turntables in, right? It looks like a flight
Yeah.
case.
yeah.
So it's an orange flight case with white hinges, and then you got a check on the tag. So
Yeah.
I mean, with the box like this expensive, I'm not expecting these shoes overall to be less than $500.
Well, I was talking to a friend of the show and listener of the podcast, our guy Lex, who's super tapped in with high fashion and all these big name brands. And he was telling me what he's heard is 1,100 for the lows, and I guess the price goes up based on a mid or a high. But I'm now thinking, looking at this box alone,
It's $1,000 for sure.
I feel like this box alone might be $1,000. I'll be honest.
The
you
box is
fucking with the
fresh.
shoes though?
Don't it look like that? Huh?
The box is fresh.
The box is fly.
I'd rather have the
front.
box than the shoes. To be
Well,
honest.
there are some pairs I want, but now I'm thinking this got to be like a $2,000 or $1,800. Like
I mean, they
looking at
definitely
this
got to
box,
be more than the Dior's. Like they definitely got to
No.
be more than Dior's.
the Dior's were 2,000 or 2,200 or something like that. Like
No,
it's
they were
gonna
like
be around the same
1,200,
thing, huh?
They were like 1,200.
No, they
right?
weren't. They were 2,200 or 2,000.
But
I thought it was a $200 difference.
Yeah, so it was
between the shoe.
2,000 for the lows and 2,200 for the highs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already not even like I'm not even gonna stress myself.
And you're looking at 30 different SKUs of that. Like, who? Oh, man. Who's going to
Along
buy all 30?
People buying
along
them.
along with the 50 dunks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People.
I'm good on the 50 dunks. I'll be honest. I think I want 3. I want the all black joints. I want the white with the silver check, like any variant of that, and the white on white.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's all you need. You don't need to have like 47 that look the same. I don't give a
No.
fuck. You know what I mean? I just need 3 of them and that's it. You know, the black pair is the one that's probably going to be the hardest to get because it's the one that's more away from
Yeah.
every other pair, right? But these Air Forces, man, I saw some good ones. I saw some bad ones. I can't even front. I don't.
Most of them are really bad.
Uh,
Most of them are really bad.
I feel like it might be half and half for me. I'll be honest. I feel like half of those are good, and the other half were just terrible. The one that Virgil had on his feet, it was a low with the damier print on it. Those were super fire. That to me is the freshest one.
To me, that also is a $2,500 sneaker.
Yeah, that's the highest, most expensive
like
one because
that one looks
Yeah.
so next level.
Yes,
Which one is it? Just the double brown check, like the brown,
it's-
dark brown,
it's-
light
it's-
brown check.
It's
the
it's
dark-
got like yeah,
Go ahead, Abdul.
it's got the white midsole with the dark brown bag on and then the toe box is like the silver or the grayish
Yeah.
print. It looks fucking dope, man. But that one, you're right. And also, no, not that one. It looks kind of like that with a white midsole. Just look up what Virgil actually was wearing on that day, Eddie.
Okay.
But also, that pair looks like the fakest pair to me, right? Because
Yeah.
it looks like the most like I think that's the one. That's what I think. I'm looking at your picture, Eddie. Yeah, I think that's it. That's the one that looks so blatantly fake that it makes it fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah, Virgil about to try to bankrupt everybody this
Yeah, he's
this
fucking
summer.
them up.
I don't
Yeah.
even think it's about trying to bankrupt people. I think what he's going for is an entirely different class of people. Like you can try to be a reseller and all that, and that's cool. But how many of those shoes are you really gonna get your hands on? Right?
You're not.
We saw Louis Vuitton Supreme. This from the if those boxes are truly official, I don't even understand what I just don't like. I'm out the game. Like I'm already out the game, but I'm really out the game because the boxes looked $1,000 on their own.
I mean, I don't want $1,000 Air Force Ones because they get fucked up after you wear them like 3 times anyways. So I'm not doing that.
We need to be gifted these. We need to get on the list somehow.
Listen, man, the Whitaker group, that might be our only hope. You know what I'm saying?
We had this
Whitaker
conversation over the weekend as well, guys. None of us ended up with the Amamanier 3s, and we were saying how we're noticing more and more people with that shoe on.
So let me give some backstory. So we're at the store. Commonwealth just opened this past Thursday.
Yes, shout out to Commonwealth.
In DC. We're on 14th Street. It's a beautiful thing. And,
1811.
1811 14th Street Northwest inside Black Hat. So I was just noticing how all day long on a Saturday it's busy. I might have counted 7-8 pairs of Monier 3s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is disrespectful.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
This is disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
So Abdul, you came in Saturday or Sunday? I think you came in both days.
Yeah, both days. I came back.
Abdul showed up for work, right? And he basically, I was like, yo, bro, I've been seeing a lot of people with the Jordan 3s on.
Me
what I'm
too.
saying? The Monier joints.
Yeah.
And we came to the conclusion that we just did not do our due diligence in trying to enter the raffle locally for those shoes.
We would have hit.
Because the way that it's looking on these streets, I believe we would have hit.
It looks like a lot of people hit.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I mean, who works there? There's nobody like pitching them out to people.
No, I think these are just random people on the streets that they went there, they entered the raffle, and they hit.
To me, Monier is kind of low key with it, and so I feel like they could have released a lot of pairs to the streets, and nobody really said anything about it because they're not crazy with their push. Like
Yeah.
they're not loud. They're not loud on their.
Nah,
social
they don't
media.
care. Nah.
There's a
That's what I'm
lot of
saying, so-
people bringing that shoe up as a sneaker of the year.
Yeah, I saw your guy Brendan.
Yeah, the guy from Complex that was
And he-
recommending that. What do y'all think? Do you think that's a sneaker of the year?
he was defending that shoe against everything else thrown his way.
Yeah.
He was shutting everything else down. What he was saying was not sneaker of the year first 6 months.
First 6 months, okay.
So it depends on what.
I gotta look back and see what dropped. I can't think of anything else.
So what did drop, and this is where, you know what I'm saying, 2/3 of the podcast lives in the Republican space. I don't even know if they dropped. I don't even know if they dropped, right? But all I know is, and we're supposed to give a shout out to Alex here. So Alex, here's your shout out.
Shout out to Alex, yo, coming through.
That's your shout out. Don't
Yeah.
wait. That's all we got for you until I come up to Boston, and I'll be there in August. You know what I'm saying?
Alex, listen, man, I'm still waiting on my pay. I never got my invoice.
So nevertheless, there
The
was
Union 4s.
the new Union
Yeah.
4s.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any like updates on my email yet either. So I don't know. I'm still like,
Are you going through the method that he recommended to check?
yeah. I mean, it's just like, yeah, the same way
Okay.
anybody else would check.
All right.
Listen. We're not gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna
Yeah.
do a whole bunch.
Listen, you got to pay it coming. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
Shout out to Alex. I need to pay
Shout
it,
out
dog.
to Alex, yo.
It's a
I need
beautiful-
both. Size 9, please.
size 11. It's a beautiful thing, and if you make kids, get me. There's a beautiful thing to see all the homies coming up. You know what I'm saying? Really thriving and winning with the sneakers.
Yeah.
So shout out to Streetwear Eddie.
We'll see when I get them.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, if once they hit the gram, then they're official people. You know what I'm saying? It's all the way there. So
Oh, you gonna see me in the streets with them? They're gonna be on
There
feet.
we go. Yeah, there we go.
July
10 toes
14th,
down.
July 14th, Dollar Nikki too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
It hit the
okay.
streets. So, but obviously sneakers are just there's a lot going on right now. Air Force Ones seem to be at white on white Air Force Ones seem to be at a premium actually.
You could get them at Nike.com all day long.
Yeah.
People are tripping. You could order them right off Nike's website every fucking size.
And on footlocker.com.
But
Yeah.
I think
Or go to a
people-
Foot Locker. Walk into a store.
Not
They
in
have
the
them.
stores, they don't have them. Not in stores, they don't have them.
I'm about to say, I think people's thing is, and we live in this instant gratification,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, world. They don't want to wait the 4 days that it's going to take Nike to send them to you. That's all it
I
takes
mean-
is like 4 days. No, I'm just saying, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, I hear you.
if they were smart, you could order as many pairs. I think maybe Nike only lets you get one now, though.
No, I think
No.
you can order a few pairs.
You can order as many as you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe I'm wrong, but nevertheless,
Maybe not like 10. I don't know. I haven't tried like 10,
Yeah,
but I've
nah,
definitely
nah, but
ordered
you could
3 at a
order
time.
3,
and
yeah,
gotten
for
away
sure.
with it. Yeah.
For sure.
I think it's just a matter of people wanting to walk in
And walk out with them.
and walk out with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
That's why you got to keep a
gratification.
couple white on whites on deck in the cuddy.
Always.
Or here's my
Yeah.
thing: if you know you got a big, if it's July 4th and you haven't ordered by Tuesday,
Yeah.
you're gonna be short.
Yeah.
It's like right now, it's Wednesday. If you didn't order, they're not gonna be there for the Sunday function. You see what I'm saying? So
Is that what you're going to wear on 4th of July? That's the shoe of choice for a cookout? I don't think so.
for a lot of
Not
people,
for like a
yes.
grassy cookout.
Nah, a lot of people will do.
Then that's a
White on
one-time wear. You're done.
Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Whether they go to Rose Bar, whether they go to such and such's cookout,
Mm-hmm.
whether they, you know what I'm saying, that's the clean shoe barcode.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
you're right. I'm agreeing with you as far as the nighttime function and the club function. I'm saying the cookout, it's not the smartest shoe to wear
Yeah.
at a cookout in the
Nah.
backyard where you're walking through grass, potentially some mud, things
Yeah.
like that. It's harder to control how clean you can keep it. At a club, you're still gonna get stepped on, maybe, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit easier to maneuver and walk out of there with a clean shoe than
Yeah.
it is at a cookout.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think Air Force Ones really are one, maybe two wear before you start.
For
cutting
sure.
gra-
For
before You
sure.
start, before you start cutting the grass in them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. 2, 3
uh,
wears max, and you got to move on.
Right, but we see people really. We see the gentrified version,
Yeah,
and the gentrified version just takes them to a whole nother level.
That shit's
of
crazy.
Wear and tear.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just two different worlds, right? It's just like you can tell who subscribes to this way of life and who subscribes to this way of life.
Yeah, I don't
you know
know.
what I'm saying?
that's a
yeah.
fact. Yeah,
And it just kind of is what it is. What's a podcast? Episode 20. We are now at the point of the show where we say
120.
120. Excuse me. We're now at the point of the show where we say, "What is Abdul watching?"
Oh man, I've talked about this show in previous episodes. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Bosch. Um, anyway, the final season is up on Amazon Prime. 8 episodes. I'm I'm honestly, I went through all 8 episodes in 2 days. It's one of my favorite shows on television. 7th season. If you've not watched Bosch before, I think this is a good time for you to go on Amazon Prime. Start on season 1, episode 1. Thank me later. It's a police detective show. I forget the dude's name, man. Titus something, but it's you're gonna recognize all the people on the show. It's a lot of known actors in it.
Familiar faces.
Familiar faces. Dude who played, what's his name, man? He used to be Silent Tom's brother's neighbor in Brooklyn. He was on The Wire. Silent Tom, type his name. Anyway, he was on The Wire. He played. He was starting like season 3 or season 4. What was the dude, man? Young dude with the scar across his face. Not Omar. Eddie, you don't remember?
I know who he is.
Marlo Stanfield.
Marlo, yep.
So Marlo is a detective on this show. Really, really good storyline, good acting, very well written. So I went through Bosch. I watched that, and I came across this other show called Building Off the Grid, and it's like on the DIY network. And it's essentially people who want to build like log cabins or homes in like these remote ass areas of the fucking world, like in the middle of a desert or like Alaska or some shit like that, with like no real machinery. They have no cranes, no nothing. But you know, they got a crew of people and they do a lot of this shit.
They make it happen.
They make it happen, dog. So I came across this show and I'm like 2 episodes in. It's just fascinating to watch.
They're like
people,
homesteaders.
Yeah, just watch this sort of stuff and building something out of nothing, right? And speaking of building something out of nothing, this is unrelated, but it's on YouTube. My youngest has been kind of watching this show with these like 2 like Cambodian brothers or like Filipino dudes or something like that, or like Vietnamese dudes who live in a forest, and they build like these pools or like swimming pools with their bare hands. Like they literally have like one stick. They dig everything out and, you know, fucking carve out the whole pool, slap it with mud and fill it with water. They make seats and all that shit. It's amazing. Like I watched that show with her and I was like, yo, people are really, really fucking talented, man.
Hell
So
yeah.
I've actually watched that before. It's
do you know the
incredible.
name of it? I don't know the
I
name
don't.
of it, but I feel
don't.
like, I mean, these videos have like hundreds of millions of views. So I'm sure if you know
Somebody
what
will
the
put it in
name
the
is, put us
comments.
on. Yeah, put it in the comments or let us know.
So the thing about it though is like they make a lot of money.
Is it them making the money or is it the camera dude who's using them making making the money?
Okay, let me say this: the channel makes a lot of money. I can't.
That's
speak
what
to
I'm
who's making the
saying.
money.
Now I
Because-
started to, yeah, go ahead.
Because
I'm
they would have
saying,
been bought a shovel already if they was making money.
Yo,
Fuck that.
I
That's
tend
true.
to-
They do need to build get a shovel.
I for some reason have been watching like a lot of like landscaping stuff lately, like dudes cutting the grass.
I'm
in,
into
like,
that.
Oklahoma City and stuff like that, and like Arkansas, and
Yeah.
they have like 900,000 views in like 2 days on YouTube, right? All these landscaping companies be like, this yard hasn't been cleaned in 4 years, and like the city's about to knock this woman's house down if they can't cut
Oh, I
the grass.
see that.
Yo, bro, I just watched that stuff. It's an hour long, and I just marvel. I'm just like, I wanna.
You're like, you want a house with a good nice yard?
I want a grass cutter 3000 though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
something that's just gonna like.
Yeah.
And I want to wake up at 6 a.m. on a hot summer day in dirty overalls.
Mow your
damn.
lawn.
And
Shout out to a friend of the show, Ugly Mike, who started his own little landscaping business on the side as well. So if you're looking for somebody to come cut your grass, holla at our guy Ugly Ass Mike on Instagram. If you're in the DMV, he has a car, he'll pull up. You know, just give him some lemonade or something.
Also, shout out to there's an Instagram user by the name of King Miles the third. King Miles.
Okay.
It's Miles Gray. Y'all should know Miles. He's been around DC for a minute.
Yeah.
Miles is renovating a house in Columbia Heights, And so every Sunday morning on his Instagram, he does about 10 to 12 different stories in which he explains a different part of the house that they're building and like goes into depth about like just various ways of remodeling a house and like
Okay.
it's very specific and it's really really awesome.
He knows
and
what he's talking about. He comes
knows
from a construction
yeah,
type of
yes,
background. Okay.
yes, he tells you about how like I guess plywood and timber and all that stuff, the price has gone through the roof
Yes,
over
because
the
of
past
COVID.
year because of
Yeah.
COVID. So he's remodeling a house like between like 13th to 14th on Irving or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
And the house was one of them joints that was completely like done for. But it's
Mm.
so ill. Like I didn't even know they have tools that have like GPS on them.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody stole the tools out of his house, tried to sell it way out in southern Maryland, and he went back and got his own tools back.
Yeah.
I
The
love it.
GPS. I love
You
it.
tracked
right?
them.
Yeah, he tracked it. So he has a camera in which every day he'll show a new person that's trying to break into his house and steal something, and that camera goes right to his phone. And he posts it on Instagram stories.
Hilarious.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So what that just goes to show is there's an audience for everything, and two, we're also willing to watch anything over here because
I do
you
like
know.
these shows where people are building shit though, and like whether it's working on a car or maybe it's even working on a house or building something, renovating something, fixing something.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at doing it myself, but I do enjoy watching it.
Same.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got for TV, man. That's about it. Not a whole lot to report.
Abdul, my homie just announced another run, 81 miles for the month of July.
Oh shit, we should talk about that. You completed the 75-mile challenge for the month of June, man.
We
both of us did.
We
Yeah.
both did. Yeah.
That's
So
fire.
I have two homies that I went to college with. I speak to them every day. One lives in Seattle, one lives in Austin, and every year now they do a challenge for June. It is 75 miles, and for July it is 81 miles. Obviously, the 81 miles, I believe, it's inspired by Kobe. Kobe's 81 points.
Oh, I was
So
about to
that's
ask
why
you what's the significance of
Yeah, so
81. Okay.
So it's Kobe with the 81 miles, and then my other man with the 75. He's just like, yo, 75 is tough.
Yeah,
what
75
I'm
is
saying?
tough.
So
You completed
that.
Abdul.
You knocked that out. Huh?
Both of y'all did it.
Both of us did it. Jerome wrapped it up like a few days ago.
yeah, a few days ago.
I came in first.
The key he did. The key is to get it out the way earlier in the month than
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Because as like I was great before things reopened. Once things reopened, I was pressed for time. I was
Yeah.
pressed for everything. And you have to go.
And you doing yours on foot or on your bike?
I'm walking. You can't do bike. You have to walk.
No,
or
you,
run.
you have to-
It's walking or
And
running, like one
so
of them.
Basically, I just walk. I pretty much walk to like the African American Museum.
Yeah.
And back.
That's about 4 miles each way.
It's about six.
Six miles
it's about
total?
7 miles total.
Yeah.
But
Each way?
if
You say each
No,
way?
no, total.
Okay,
there and
yeah.
back. So you just have to find different routes.
Yeah.
And you have to, and you also, what I learned too is you want to try to keep it as flat as possible.
For
Because
sure.
The more time you spend going up, you're gonna get tired. You know
Which
what I'm
is why
saying?
I
So-
chose that route where I go now. I go down by the mall, run down to Haynes Point. It's pretty much flat for
It's
the
flat.
most part.
It's
Um,
flat.
Yeah, and the running thing has been that challenge kind of pushes you. I never thought that I would be the type to get pushed by seeing other people's performance, but at some point in the middle of it, I was just like, "Oh, these motherfuckers ain't gonna fuck me up. Like I'm gonna win this shit." And
You
it
won the
does
whole
motiv-
thing?
Yeah, I won the whole thing. I finished the 75 miles first, but it does push you to get out there and run. And I kept watching as other people were creeping up because if you guys remember, I went to Portland for like 4 days, and I missed out on a lot of miles. So I came back and I was like, oh shit, I got a lot of catching up to do.
How many miles is your loop? The one your regular run?
I mean, it's as long as I want it to be. I go anywhere from a minimum of 6 to 10
Every day?
depending on the day. No, not every day. Maybe
No, but every time you go running, it's 6 miles, a minimum.
minimum. Yeah. But if I feel like it, if my legs are feeling okay, I'll do 7 or I'll do 8. I did 7 today. I did 6 yesterday. No, I did 6.5 yesterday. see what tomorrow looks like. I'm gonna get back out there early in the morning.
That's crazy, man.
I try to go before the sun comes up, or right around the same time as the sun comes up. So, I'm done by like 7 a.m.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow's gonna be a tough. It's tough
It's raining
tomorrow.
all
It's supposed
day.
to rain all day.
Well,
yeah.
it starts at like 10 a.m.
Yeah,
so,
it's supposed to start at 10 or 11 a.m.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get out there early in the morning and get it out of the way, because I think Friday is raining all day as well.
Is this still
So-
raining right now?
No, it's not raining
I think it
anymore.
stopped. I think it stopped right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like off and on all night, but
Yeah.
it's just it's really a test of like when you knock out the first 4 or 5 runs, and you're like, all right, call me at like 20 miles, and it's only like the 5th day of the month. You
Yeah,
just kind of
You
think
think
like,
you
oh,
good.
but then what happens is like
Nah.
that middle pack from like 25 to like
yeah,
60.
it's tough.
It's tough. It's tough
Yeah.
because like there's no light at the end of that tunnel, and life gets in the way.
Yeah,
So next thing you know, you're like, oh man, like me. I looked up, it was 4 days left, and I had to go like 12 miles, and I was just like, bro, we gonna do this. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I went twice in one day. I went like 7 in the morning, then like another 2 miles at night, and then wrapped up another 2 miles, and like
yeah.
game over. So, real quick before we get out of here, there was a lot of new music that dropped. Tyler, the Creator, he put a new album out. It's very good. Currency put a label compilation out. It was also the 20-year anniversary of the Alchemist's first album, so that was dope. Hold Me Down.
Wow.
And there's a few other new projects.
Our own DMV's. I listened to N.O.R.E podcast, and have you listened to this Peter Rosenberg project? I'm hearing people are bigging it up, but I don't know.
good.
I haven't listened to it yet.
It's very like a true school boom bap hip hop.
It's like
That's-
backpack hip hop.
That's my
Yeah.
type of
But
shit.
that's also his lane.
It's his
Yeah.
lane. I saw some pushback against it because there was nobody from the area featured on it, I believe.
From this area.
From this area.
Yeah, but there was really no like boom bap backpack hip hop from DMV.
He's got new people on. They missed those comments were just left to center.
Not just that, but that's his album. He put everywhere the fuck he wants on his own
Yeah.
album. He's not
Yeah.
doing like a DMV collaboration album. He's doing his own fucking album.
That's true.
You know?
I gotta check it out though. I'm hearing good things, so I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, so there's obviously a really good. It's good. It's solid. And I mean, there's enough music out right now to kill a horse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's-
Yeah.
I don't. And real quick before we really get out of here, there's an artist by the name of Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty is signed.
Oh, he's in some
to
trouble.
Gucci Man, and he has the world at his fingertips. He's on multiple like #1 songs. I play a bunch of Pooh Shiesty at the clubs on the weekends, and he got locked up because he tried to shoot. He shot 2 people in a bad sneaker transaction, right?
What?
And then robbed a bunch of money or something like that.
He had the sneakers. He tried to basically rob them for their sneakers, kept the money, and he's on Instagram always flashing like 10 racks. You know what I'm saying? The feds told him, we are looking at the money you spend on you show off on Instagram. We track the money that
the serial numbers match.
serial numbers. So a lot of times they get those cats on like tax evasion or like, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. So Pooh Shiesty is going to jail for a very long time.
On
He
some
shot-
bullshit.
Bro, he literally has the world at his fingertips.
Only on some bullshit.
Did those people die that he shot? or they
No,
live?
because
Okay.
they were shot running. So I think one guy got shot in the elbow, one guy got shot in his back.
It's crazy.
Thank
There's like
God.
a
Thank God.
videotape of all of. There's like video of all of it.
Yeah, video.
And like
Unbelievable.
my man's like pulling up in like a McLaren, like a $300,000 car
Are you serious?
to rob somebody from like some like Air Force Ones probably.
What shoes were they? I'm curious.
Who
to know.
cares?
I'm curious to know.
No, I'm just saying, but like, who cares? You got a $250,000 car. You could buy whatever shoes you fucking want.
We're out of here on that mark, man. What's the podcast? Episode 120. Shout out to my man, All's Available, #Shooter Eddie.
Peace, fellas.
My man, Don't Charge Abdul.
Subscribe, rate, and comment, man. Tell your
Yeah.
mother to listen to the podcast.
This is DJ Jerome Baker III. Yo, Whitaker Group, holler at us.
Whitaker
All right?
Group, Adidas, Tom Brown, everybody.
We're outta
Venmo,
here.
sponsor the show.
Queen
All
Bean says we're out, so we're out.
Listen,
Peace.
U.S. Women's Track and Field, come on the show. Allison Felix, big up yourself. You done know.
Peace.
We out.
Peace.